Follow up to last week. I want to be sure that you knew that we were going to have Katie Schetlick here to talk a little bit about the movement party and the work that she did with the Crozet Tunnel Project. Also, I'm going to start on this side of the room with Mariah, the note cards, because I did not put them out at all the tables along with the chairs, because last week I did that. Then I had to go and collect almost all the note cards that were on all the tables, which you so kindly left for me. So this time, take a note card. We'd like you to put any questions that you have for Katie, or for Tony, or for David, who'll be speaking with us tonight. Please write them down on the card. And we may have time for some questions. If not, I will take the questions with me to the Hill House, and we'll use that to stimulate our discussion for a few minutes at the home. Katie cannot stay for a long period of time. She does have to leave by 5:30, so you might want to catch her quickly if you have questions. But just so that you have a sense of the kind of things people were wondering about last week, which we didn't quite get to as detailed as we might have wanted to, that someone wants to know, of course, where Paul Wagner kept his Academy Award. We did want to know this, but I did tell you it is on his note, so we have the answer to that. Somebody wanted to know did he look at current popular topics? Did he consider popular culture when he was trying to decide on a subject for his films? So that's something we would like to follow up with him. And he also wanted to know, which I think will segue nicely into Tony's presentation, is what is the most important aspect of telling the story? So we have a couple of stories that we're going to hear about. And we'll start with Katie's story. So please put your questions down, collect those for Katie. We're going to turn this over to you.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I'm honored to come and speak with you today. And just by chance, this has all come together. So I just have a quick question. How many people have been to a dance performance in a theater before? Oh, wow. Okay, fair number of people. That's great. So I grew up training as a dancer, primarily in ballet. And then later on, as I grew older, I started taking modern dance. And so when I graduated high school, I really wanted to continue following my passion, which was dance. But as I'm sure most of you can relate to, I was interested in numerous things: history, art history, visual art, politics, all of those things. And so when I had to apply to colleges, I had this moment of crisis of what do I do? Because at the time, side note also, both my parents are UVA alumni, so there was a real heavy push for me to come to school here. And at the time, unfortunately, there were no dance classes to be had whatsoever. And so that made the decision very easy for me. And I decided to do a program with Fordham University, and they have a BFA program with the Alvin Ailey Dance Company. So I was able to get conservatory training and then also study anthropology at the same time. So after I finished school there, I went on to do a master's in performance studies at NYU. And that program really, it's a highly theoretical program, but within that program, I really learned how dance can be a tool through which we can see the world. So it's not just something that you learn and you mimic and you follow people, but it's actually a way to think about the world and a way to look at multiple disciplines, because all these disciplines normally relate to our body and we experience them as physical beings. So dance can kind of become this conduit for politics that enter your body, for art that you're influenced by, and there you experience them through your body, and so then dance can become this sort of place where they can all live together. So after I graduated from NYU, a close friend and I developed what's called the Movement Party, and you can read about it here on our website, but basically it's a collective of artists, and we all join together, and like I said, we're using dance as a tool to see the world. So we do things like these performance installations, we do urban interventions, we teach dance classes, and more recently we started a site-specific dance festival called Fleet Moves, which takes place every summer in Wellfleet, Massachusetts. We basically go in with 20 primarily dance artists and just kind of like take over this entire town. And do performances in the street so that people just happen upon them in the beach. We did a dawn dance in the morning. So the idea is that we really want dance to enter people's daily lives and not have to convince them to come to the theater, right? It's more of showing how dance is a part of our daily walk, our daily exercises. So the reason the Crozet Tunnel is a connection and is of interest, let me click forward to this. So in the month of May, we were contacted by 2 curators in Amsterdam who caught wind of this festival that we did every summer. And they commissioned us to make a piece for an exhibition called Transcontinental Express. And they said, okay, we want you to do a piece and we want you to perform live, but we can't bring you to Amsterdam because we don't really have that much money. So you guys think up something and let us know what you want to do. So how many people are familiar with the application Vine? Vine? Yeah, it's really fun. If you don't know about it, you should download it if you have the ability to do so. So Vine is an application basically where you can make videos and edit in real time. It's similar to Instagram, so you can post them, your friends can see them. They're always 7 seconds long and they loop, right? So we had come into contact with this application and decided, this is really interesting because this potentially can change the way we relate to one another, and we obviously saw it as a potential to create a choreography because of the looping and because you can see these videos simultaneously. So we really started to think how that this application is really changing how we experience and relate to time and our connection to people, our physical presence. And we started to think, okay, well, what other development in technology was similar to this sort of change in time and place? And obviously trains. It's hard to imagine today, but when the Crozet Tunnel was made and that entrance was opened, connecting East and West, it was basically as profound as digital technology, as the internet, right? It really enabled people to see themselves differently in relation to place, to see themselves differently in relation to time, right? They had to create a standard time zone. They actually created the time zones so that the trains would be on the same schedule. So in this project, what we did is we related this development with Vine and the digital networks that it creates with the kind of the webs, as it says in this description, of iron and steel, right? And so if we put these two things next to each other, what can we learn about these similar moments in history? So what we did is I got in contact with Rich Collins, who you all met last week, because I knew him and his students had done work on the Crozet Tunnel. And he put me in touch with both Dan and Kevin, who you also met, and they took me out to the tunnel. And I got permission to have that as a site in which to film dancing. So what happened is, on August 31st, I was at the Crozet Tunnel. My collaborator, Zena, was in Rhode Island. There were dancers in Amsterdam and then also dancers in Paris. And we were all present in the same time. So it was 1 o'clock here and 7 o'clock in Amsterdam and Paris, and also 1 o'clock in Rhode Island. But we were all dancing at the same time. And what we did is we created 7-second videos that we then uploaded to Vine that the people in the other locations could see as well. And then they would respond to those videos. It's probably going to make more sense once I show you. So unfortunately, I don't know why this video isn't playing, but you probably recognize this image. This is the tunnel. That's me. And I don't know why this one isn't looping, but these other ones are working. So I'll go to the beginning. And we posted these all to Twitter, so they're all available, and I'm just going to show you a few. So this was one of the first videos made in Rhode Island at the Westerly train station. So I was at the Crozet Tunnel and was able to see this video and then respond. So we have that looping video. This video actually came next. So what happens in this video, and I'm sorry you can't see it, but I edit the video so each clip I'm closer and closer, but it kind of defies time because I can't really walk that fast. But because with Vine you can edit in real time, you can record, release, and then I walked forward and then recorded again. So it looks like I'm kind of skipping forward faster than I should. And then the dancer in Amsterdam, he had a live audience there, so his movements are quite different, and the videotaping is quite different. So he's there, and he's taking movement from movement that I did. And then this is Anne in Rhode Island. So she took that idea of moving through space and took some of the arm gestures that I was using. And this was all within 30 minutes that these videos were going back and forth. So we didn't have that much time to like think and then make, right? We just had to go, impulse. So then we have the performer here in Amsterdam. Here. And then this is Zena in Rhode Island. So playing also with like perspective, what you can see, what you can't see. And then this comes along. And then in response to that video, we made this video. So what I find interesting about this video is that it's hard to tell whether we're walking forward or backwards. So again, playing with this idea of time and how we construct time, right? Our relationship to time, we construct it. So we have that one. And then if we turn on the sound, I'll let you, I don't know what the volume is like yet, so I apologize if it's really loud. Or maybe it's not on at all. Well, this one's really interesting. You can go home and listen to it, but they're whistling through the tunnel so you can hear the echo. So they saw our tunnel and then found a tunnel in which to respond. And you never see them, they just walk down and you hear them whistling. And then this is actually inside the tunnel. So I don't know if they told you about the 7 layers of brick that were constructed on the west portal of the Crozet Tunnel, but that is just inside the portal on the Waynesboro side. And then in response to that, this video was made with a real train. So they were at an active train station. So there was actual trains there. It's still functioning. And then this one is actually really great to close with because the woman who joined us from Paris, all her videos came after we had already finished. So you can see there's a post here on Twitter that says, "Time travel, successful, it's a wrap." So I kind of joke that this video is her trying to catch up to us.
Excellent.
Yeah, so thank you.
Perfect. Good job.